Colorado River finally dried up, and the terrifying consequences will leave you speechless. Are you ready to be shocked? The Colorado River, which has been a lifeline for millions of people, has been shrinking for decades, and the consequences are truly terrifying. With the West in the grip of a historic drought, the river's water level dropped to its lowest point in a century, leaving behind a trail of devastation. But what's even more startling are the shocking discoveries made in the dried-up sections of Lake Mead. From long-forgotten wreckage to skeletal remains, the consequences of the Colorado River drying up will leave you speechless. Keep watching to find out more. The highlighted state on the map of the U.S. is Colorado, also known as the Centennial State. The Colorado River, highlighted in blue, flows out of Colorado and into several other states, as well as 2 Mexican states, before eventually emptying into the Pacific Ocean. The river has been a significant part of the economies of the states it passes through, but scientists are concerned about its rapid drying up. Furthermore, the drying riverbeds are revealing unsettling discoveries. However, the Colorado River has played a crucial role in American cultural history for over 12,000 years. Native American groups have relied on the river for water and survival, while modern river running and environmental movements have been shaped by it. The river has also inspired numerous American artists, including painters, photographers, songwriters, and authors. In addition to its cultural significance, the Colorado River has carved a path through the Grand Canyon, providing insight into the Earth's formation and structure. A closer examination of the river can reveal much about the nature, culture, and history of the Grand Canyon and America as a whole. The Grand Canyon is a geological marvel, with the Colorado River carved through almost 2 billion years of Earth's history. The rock sequence of the canyon's last 6 million years consists of several layers, including limestone, sandstone, shale, granite, and schist, which have been weathered by water and wind erosion over time to form the canyon's beautiful shapes and colors. Despite its natural beauty, the Colorado River is also critical for human settlements and agriculture in the arid southwest region of the United States. The Hoover Dam and Lake Mead, completed in 1936, and the Glen Canyon Dam, completed in 1963, impede the river's flow and create reservoirs, which are essential sources of water for cities such as Los Angeles, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Denver, San Diego, and many others. The river also irrigates around 2 million acres of land in the region. However, the Colorado River has faced significant challenges due to overuse and a century-old miscalculation. The river's flow has decreased by approximately 20% since the 1900s, and its 2 largest reservoirs, Lake Mead and Lake Powell, are only about 1/3 full. Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the United States, has dropped more than 150 feet in the last 2 decades, leaving more than 40 million residents who rely on the river with a scarcity of water. This has made the Colorado River the most regulated and litigated river globally, with its problem traced back to a century-old miscalculation. The Colorado River's dwindling supply of snow and rain is contributing to its shrinkage, but there are additional factors at play. The West has been experiencing a 23-year drought, the worst in the last 1,200 years, which has been worsened by climate change. In addition, 3/4 of the river's water consumed by humans is used to irrigate farms that provide the country with winter vegetables and other goods. However, the root cause of the Colorado River's water shortage is bad math. A century ago, the river's water was divided among 7 states based on an estimate of its annual supply, which officials claimed was around 20 million acre-feet. Unfortunately, this number was far too high and promised more water than the river could provide. Water managers and politicians made critical decisions without considering the available science. In 1916, a U.S. Geological Survey report concluded that the river is subject to severe droughts on various timescales, but this information was disregarded during the Colorado River Compact negotiations. Instead, they relied on a period of unusually wet weather, which allowed them to ignore LaRue's scientific findings. Overall, the Colorado River's current problems are the result of past decisions made by water managers and politicians who disregarded available science. These decisions were made because the river's water supply is not unlimited and subject to fluctuation. When viewed in retrospect, it is clear that the promise of a significant quantity of water served to assist political negotiations. You might cut the river in half and ask each of the 7 states, "Do you want to irrigate a large area of land? There is more than enough for you." You want to move a lot of water through the dry landscape of California, don't you? There's more than enough for you. They were spared the arduous task of making tough choices regarding how their lives would be affected by restrictions. The negotiators thought and worked with the assumption that the river could carry as much as 20 million acre-feet of water each year. LaRue's estimate was more in the neighborhood of 15 million, but thanks in part to climate change, we now know that it is just 12 million. The disparity is what is to blame for all of the problems on the river. The water levels in the Colorado River are currently at their lowest point in a century. Scientists are concerned that the reservoir that the river feeds into may reach levels comparable to dead pool in the coming years. If something like this occurs, it indicates that the water level is too low to permit water to flow downstream from a dam or to drive turbines to generate energy. It is largely agreed upon that 895 feet are the level at which this will take place. This is in addition to the fact that the reservoirs are very necessary for the distribution of water in the surrounding area. Furthermore, it's not just the water supply for people. More than 70% of the region's animal life is sustained by the water and its tributaries. This includes avian species such as the California condor, the southwestern willow flycatcher, the yellow-breasted chat, the sandhill crane, and the summer tanager. It does not appear that this river will have a bright future. At the rim of Lake Mead, you can observe lines in the rock walls that are as prominent as bathtub rings. These lines indicate that the water level is significantly lower than it was in the past. In fact, it is approximately 130 feet lower. Since the year 2000, some of the reservoirs that are filled by the river, according to the people in charge of the water resource, will never again be full. In the next 40 years, geoscientists predict that climate change will probably cause a reduction in the river's flow of somewhere between 5 and 20%. Less water means less electricity, less drinking water, less irrigation for agriculture, and less recreational use for millions of people. Urgent action is needed to address the Colorado River's problems. Due to reduced precipitation in the Rocky Mountains, the Colorado River is experiencing severe droughts. This, combined with higher air temperatures, causes more water evaporation, leading to lower water levels. As a result, the Colorado River no longer flows to the sea regularly. Invasive plants like salt cedar and cattails have taken over the delta, causing the disappearance of forests and the decline of various aquatic populations. However, the drying up of the river has also led to shocking discoveries. For example, the skeletal remains of 5 people were found in dried-up sections of Lake Mead between May and August. The Clark County Medical Examiner collected the remains to identify the individuals and determine the cause of death. One body discovered near Coralville Bay was deemed a homicide case, while the second body found by 2 sisters while paddleboarding showed no signs of foul play. Thanks to the prolonged drought that reduced the water table to historic lows, the sandbar where the sisters found the remains used to be underwater. Initially, the sisters believed that they had stumbled upon the remains of a bighorn sheep, but upon closer inspection, they discovered a human jawbone with teeth still attached. They immediately reported the finding to National Park Service rangers. The sisters grew up in Las Vegas and had heard rumors about mafia hitmen disposing of bodies in the lake. Mob historian and vice president of exhibits and programs at the Mob Museum in Las Vegas, Jeff Schumacher, stated that the discovery of the bodies, especially the ones found in the barrel, has revived those rumors. In addition to the discovery of the human remains, a U.S. bomber was also found at the bottom of Lake Mead, which had crashed many decades earlier. The B-29 Superfortress, weighing over 100,000 pounds, had taken off from California and was conducting high-altitude atmospheric research near Lake Mead when it crashed into the water and sank in 1948. The pilot, co-pilot, and 3 other crew members were on board, but all of them survived the crash. Today, the wreckage remains at the bottom of Lake Mead. As we come to the end of this video, it's clear that the Colorado River's drying up has significant and terrifying consequences. The impact of the river's dwindling supply of water reaches far beyond the millions of people who rely on it for their daily needs, including the irrigation of crops and the production of electricity. The discovery of skeletal remains and a bomber at the bottom of Lake Mead only adds to the unsettling discoveries made as the riverbeds dry up. It's crucial to take action now to address the Colorado River's problems and ensure that it continues to flow for generations to come. This includes reducing water usage, investing in infrastructure improvements, and adopting sustainable practices.